Hello, my Pisces brothers and sisters. I am a Pisces moon, so we are all in a group, us Pisces, and I'm actually here to first do a dance because you guys are the second last one I'm doing this month. This means I got you all in the first half of February, and this is huge for me because I have been failing you the last few months. I'm trying not to make you guys last because you're always last, right? So you are second last this time, but I got all the readings out, and it makes me happy. This is me doing my reading dance. Okay, so I have come to read for you today for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the sign of Pisces. Thank you for coming here. If you haven't been here before, welcome, and I hope that you'll take the time to hit that subscribe button because we just have a wonderful group of people here, high vibing people, and you're not going to have anybody here who's going to give you a hard time, I promise. And if they do, we'll get them anyway. But so far, I'm telling you, since October, we have not had one low vibe here, which is wonderful, which is amazing. So I'm really happy that you're here. So if you could hit the subscribe button, even the bell if you want me to contact you each time I upload, then you don't have to keep track of me. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back, Pisces. And here's your reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the first half of February of 2020. I am here with my Tarot Grand Lux to give you a reading today. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the sign of Pisces, please. I've already prayed over the cards. I'm just going to calibrate them now. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, oops, for the sign of Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the sign of Pisces, first half of February of 2020. Well, I haven't cut them yet, but looks like victory. It's a good way to start. I haven't cut yet though, so I'm just going to throw it back in here. So the first card I pull is going to be the overall energy for the read, and then I'm going to pull 5 cards for the immediate past, 5 cards for the present, 10 cards for the future. Okay, that's how we'll go. And I hope you won't mind that I'm touching my hair because I just got it cut and it's not really sitting right. You don't need my hair woes, but used to be a hairdresser, so hair is important to me. Sorry guys. All right, here we go. Gonna cut. And the first card out is energy for the overall, for the reading. Ready? Oh, somebody's manifesting. Yep, Magician. So somebody's been manifesting. The Magician is the first person that the Fool visits after they start on their new journey. So the Magician gives the Fool everything they need. They give them, you know, pentacles. They give them the emotions and the cups. They give them the ability to communicate and have words with people by giving them swords, and then the ability to do actions by giving them wands. So they have, you know, all of those from the Magician. So they have really everything that they need, including, you can see the Magician here, it's got the third eye, right? So the Magician is giving the Fool everything that they need to go on their way. The next person after the Magician that the Fool is going to stop and see is the Empress. All right, let's start with 5 cards, see what you've been up to. What have you been up to? See what you've been up to in the recent past here, for the last week or two. If I could have, please, 5 cards for the recent past for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, the sign of Pisces. First half of February 2020. Woo, and we are on the way. All right. You want to play it that way, do you? You want to do me like that? Okay. There's 2 more and 3. Good. All right. Interesting. Okay. All right. I love it. All right. So looks like in the near past, Pisces, you're working really hard. You are working really hard at something. Either you're working really hard in your place of work, or you have a business, you're working in that business, but somebody is noticing your eye for detail. Somebody is noticing how good you are at what you do. So there is the Eight of Coins. The Eight of Coins is about, it's about, this card is about quite literally making money. You can see all the pentacles that are stacked behind him there, but you know, he's not only about, making the money, he's about learning too. So he's very knowledgeable, but he has been working, he or she, because we're not reading gender here, we're reading energy. He or she has been working really hard at something. I am showing that you've showed up to your own reading. Way to go, Pisces. The High Priestess is here. High Priestess is usually someone, the definition of a High Priestess is someone who's in their 40s, 50s, or 60s. They have all of the knowledge of all of the queens. And Pisces is someone who is the keeper of secrets. So usually when she shows up to a reading, it's because there is something that is secret. Yeah, there's secrets being kept here, and it could be about your business or about the things that you're doing. So maybe someone has been looking at you and noticing that you're doing really well at work, you're really well at your business, and they're keeping it quiet because you might be someone that they're eyeing for either a raise or a promotion, something like that. Maybe your business is like me, like YouTube, and there are other people watching that might be able to offer you, you know, partnerships and things like that. So there is someone who is noticing there's secrets. Someone's not telling you something about what they see according to how good you are at what you do. I am showing here the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords is about moving. It could be about moving, like literally moving house, like just taking, you know, taking with you what you learned. Those are all swords. You could be just moving because you no longer need the place that you are. I do believe that we live in certain places, and once we learn the lessons, then we move on from those places. That's figuratively and metaphorically, that is quite literally. So I do believe that we live in different places. Excuse me, my throat's really dry. This happens all the time in my life. Okay, so this could, you know, I do believe that we move on. We learn the lesson that we need to learn there, and then we move on. And this is about moving on. You could be moving home, so you could be taking your family and moving, or in your mind moving away from something that you no longer have a need for. Just moving to calmer waters. You may have been living in some chaos, and it's time for you to get out. This chaos could be coming at work, and you don't like that you don't know what's coming up next, and so you're thinking of quitting your job and moving on. There's transformation here, though. So you could have outgrown the place that you work. You could have very well been looking around and thinking, you know what, I think I've reached the glass ceiling here and it's time for me to move on. It's the end of something and the beginning of something new. So either you have had an aha moment or a transformation moment where you're like, wait a second, I'm worth way more than they're paying me. You know, feeling a transformation within and deciding, wait a second, my worth is more than this. I don't need to work for this company. I can work for myself. I can do the thing that I do. I have a creative craft, or I have a creative outlet that I can make a business of. And it's time that I think this is a time that you're going to be closing an old chapter. So probably quitting a job and moving to a new place. I do see here is the card of Pisces and Cancer, and it's the moon. And the moon doesn't really illuminate everything. You know, the moon is your intuition, because behind these gates, it's dark and you really can't see everything. And things can especially look really big under the water, but also in the distance, right? If you're looking in your backyard and a bunny comes hopping by, but if the moon is casting a shadow, how big is that shadow going to be of that little bunny, right? So we can't really trust the moon. The moon is also about secrets. So you can't see everything that is in front of you, but you have decided that you can no longer go on the way you are. It's time for you to transform. and it is time for you to move forward. So bravo to you. So if this is a job that you're quitting because you feel that you have more worth, or if you're leaving a relationship, a business relationship, or if you're shutting down a business because you no longer want to do that thing, you want to do something else, bravo to you, because you don't know how many people in this life live this life dying in a job that eats them alive. I was one of those people. I was one of those people who is in working for a corporation that just eats people alive every day and does not care for a moment at all. So I experienced my own tower moment. I lecture about it all the time, but experienced my own tower moment when I ended up quitting the job on the spot just because they had pushed me too far. So I decided that, yeah, I was just going to figure it out, and I was going to go ahead and open a business and do what I do best, and that is read cards and bring people happiness and direction and joy and spiritual guidance, and I love it. So Pisces, if that is you, just know that Spirit's got your back. The moon card is here. You're not going to see everything coming. It is okay to be scared. It's also okay to have that aha moment and just go for it. You know what? You're smart. You're smart. You have a lot of knowledge under your belt, and you have a lot of life experience, and you can take that to any job. But you know what? This life is one. We have one life. Live the hell out of it. If you don't, if you just choose to walk through life and let it live you until you jump into your grave, that is totally up to you. But that is not usually how a Pisces will live their life. Kind of go with the flow with a little bit of rebel. That's what we are. Go with the flow with a little bit of rebel. Okay, so I am now going to ask for 5 cards for the current energies here for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the first half of February. Woo, we dropped one. That's actually the first time I've dropped one in quite a few reads tonight. All righty. We're going to put that one down because it was face down. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, look at that. Under the deck, we are celebrating. You are celebrating, Pisces, with the card of emotion. Water. That's us, right? Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. That's us. So, what I see for the current energy here is I feel like you're a little bit closed off, and a little bit closed off, scared to get hurt, scared to make that jump, scared to take a leap, not really offering anybody anything right now. Your energy is one of should I, shouldn't I? And when you go to the shouldn't I, you feel like, you know, I don't really know if I can do that. Feeling a little bit closed off and not really knowing what to do at this time. I am showing that energy coming from the 4 of Pentacles, because the 4 of Pentacles is the miser, right? And the miser doesn't give of love, doesn't give of charity, doesn't give pentacles away. It's just really concerned about not getting hurt, you know? So the miser is here and mixing with the energy of the 7 of Wands. And the 7 of Wands is all about feeling defensive. So feeling defensive about being vulnerable. And the thing is, when you aren't vulnerable, no one else can, nothing can get in, but also nothing can get out. You cannot be your authentic self without being vulnerable a little bit. Without removing this pentacle, you can't live your life's purpose. You can't live fully as the person that you should be, that you're intended to be. So yes, when you do something like come through this past energy and you're thinking about maybe quitting a job, quitting the relationship, asking for a divorce, whatever this energy was in the past, whatever's coming to an end that made you move, that you're not sure about, and everything's sort of up in the air, it can make you feel closed off. No more vulnerability. You don't want to get hurt again, and that in itself makes you feel defensive. So these two really are in a partnership. They're all about, you know, this guy's defending himself, his, you know, the things people have said to him, things people have called him. You know, other people think, you know, you think you can do it, but you can't. But you can. I know you can. And because of the strong spirit you have here and this transformation, after transformation, you are if you're brave enough to do the transformation, because it can suck, if you're brave enough to make the transformation, then everything is pudding from there. Everything is butter from there. So what I have after the after you're, you know, closed off and feeling a little defensive, you feel a little bit left out in the cold. The fives in the tarot are about lack, you know, about feeling on the outside of the circle. You know, they didn't invite me to the thing, or, you know, someone that you really like, maybe you have romantic feelings for, they went out with somebody else, and why didn't they ask me out? Or, you know what, I feel on the outside of my group at work. I feel like management isn't my friend. And it's exactly how I felt at work. I feel like management is there just to squash you on the head, and that can make you feel lack as well. If you are doing all the things that you need to do and they're still not treating you right, then it's time to go. You're going to have this. And the fact of the matter is, when you make big moves in your life, when you make great big moves, when you move that bishop and you check the queen, this is going to happen. You know, it's going to happen. You're going to be up at night wondering, why did I do that? Why did I give them my resignation letter? Why did I go ahead and do that? Or why did I get out of that relationship? Why did I decide I asked for a divorce? You stay up at night thinking of all of the scenarios, all these swords, the things that people said to you, the connection and communications you've had with people that weren't kind, because they keep telling you that you're on the outside, that you're in lack. But you know, the thing is this, is there's love. There is a full cup overflowing at the bottom of the ocean, apparently. Overflowing for you, waiting for you. Love of life, love of job, maybe a love in a relationship. Maybe you want to rekindle a marriage. It's time to stop feeling as though you have lack. It's time to stop worrying about it at night, not sleeping. Depression, anxiety. You know, depression is when you relive the past, and anxiety is thinking too far into the future. We need to live in the now. And when you don't live in the now, that is when you get the Nine of Swords. But it's going to be okay, because you're going to love it. You're going to love the change. You're going to love the new job. You're going to love the new person. You're going to rekindle the love in your marriage if you don't leave your marriage. There is going to be celebration. It's here. You know, there's going to be celebration here. You're going to be okay. So just go ahead and live the hell out of that life. You have one, Pisces. That's it. I see so many people. I know so many people who have passed who have regrets, and I'm not going to have any of those regrets, and I hope you decide not to either. It is one life we have, one. And yeah, we're all living behind the fear wall, by the way, all of us, every last one of us. Fear. We're living behind the fear wall. We all want to transform, but it's terrifying. It's terrifying to leave what is comfortable and what you're used to and what is stable to go off and do the thing that makes your heart happy. It's terrifying. And sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes you have to find another job, and then sometimes it works, and sometimes you don't got to. But why not try? We have one life. Sorry, I got boxed cards here. We have one life, and we're meant to live the hell out of it. And we can choose to live behind the fear wall and watch everyone else take the risk, or we can take the risk ourselves. Okay. Enough lecture for now. I'm just telling you, as someone who's come through the fear wall and was freaking terrified, I'm still standing. As Elton John would say, I'm still standing. All right. So the cards in the future now, I see you as needing some healing. So I have a feeling whatever you're going through here is really hurt you, it's damaged you, not just damaged you. How can I say it? It's not just damaged you just by making you angry, and it's damaged you at a soul level. So at a mental level, which leaks into your soul. And it's time for you to rest. It's time for you to either go away to a hotel, which is what I did. Last year, not last year, but the year before, when I decided to leave my 20-year marriage, that's how I spent New Year's. I went and I rented a hotel room, and I stayed there by myself, didn't answer my phone, played on my computer, watched TV, ordered in the best meals, took care of myself, wine in the bathtub. That's what this is. This is taking care of you, healing, taking care of you, putting you on the front burner, putting everything else on the back burner, even just for 2 days. I'm showing the Page of Passion here, and the Page of Passion is kind of done with where he was, and so he's going off looking for more passion. He's looking for different passion, and it's a fast-moving energy. It could be this could be related to some sort of a breakup of a relationship. The page has, the page is someone who can be younger than you or you're younger than them. It depends, because this is a general reading. If you don't know what that means, you might want to look down below and it tells you what a general reading is. But the page just really, quite honestly, is done with that. He goes over there. He's maybe headed this way and then goes that way and is looking for new passion. This is the 8 of Wands, which is all about passionate messages going back and forth. So you may be texting with someone. Perhaps this is, I would say in 2020, it's probably about social media. So quick messages, of course, don't mean that things are coming by pigeon or horse. Right? So we're probably texting each other, we're probably Snapchatting each other, probably Facebook Messenger, something like that. So it's about passionate messages. Maybe somebody's flirting with you or you're flirting with somebody else. I see the Judgment card here. The Judgment card kind of goes along with what's going to be happening with us in February, you guys. So this is the Judgment card, and the Judgment card is about resurrection. It's about things you left on the back burner. It's about things coming from the past. It's about you making the decision to clean your karma. So I'll tell you this, the next Mercury retrograde, Lord help us all, Mercury retrograde is coming up on the 17th. I think it's the 17th or 18th, 17th, I think, of February. And usually there is a lead up to that Mercury retrograde that isn't very comfortable. And then there's a lead out. So we're feeling it already. So usually a couple of weeks before Mercury retrograde happens. So we're going to start feeling the pull in the next couple of weeks. You're going to be bumping into things, not going to be able to say your name, that kind of thing. You're going to feel like you've been purging sugar for months or at least 3 days. Mercury retrograde is going to come and upset things, but Mercury retrograde is good for one thing, cleaning karma, because it does bring things up from the past. So it brings forward old loves, it brings forward old relationships, that friendship that ended badly, that you thought about it now for 5 years and you're like, oh, I have to make that right. It's about cleaning your karma, right? Cleaning up everything in your life. And that's what the Judgment card is about. It's about a new start. It's about, I'm sorry for that sound, guys, hang on. Okay. So it's about things coming from the past. It's about making big decisions. It's also, it's mostly about making big decisions, cleaning karma, and things coming up from the past. Things that you haven't dealt with, things that you maybe threw on the back burner and thought, oh, I'll just deal with that later. It could also be about love. It could be lovers coming from the past. That person you wanted to reconcile with, that person who's been on your mind, that person you've been manifesting, that could very well be this month. It could be this month that you're going to see that person. All right, 3 more cards, please, for the future. I've already got 4. We need 3 more. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the sign of Pisces, please. First half of February of 2020. Neat, right? Under the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, bringing in a gift, tangible, guys. You can hold it, smell it, taste it. It could be flowers, chocolates, a letter, things like that. But in the future, going into the future now, again, after the first 4 cards, the next 3 cards starts with you closing an old chapter. So again, going on the theme of this reading, I believe that you're either going to leave a job, leave a relationship, you're going to close a chapter on something. Finally, you're going to decide that you need to live life instead of life living you. So the World card is about learning karmic lessons. So congratulations, you learned a lesson, and it's about being able to close that chapter and being able to start again. So we're not talking about, you know, flipping the page and writing a new chapter. We're talking about setting the book on fire, taking it out to the backyard, burying it in the ground 6 feet and leaving it there. Stomp on it first. Close the chapter, be done with it, and then get a new book and start writing again. Brand new life. And it's time you start living your life. It's not going to be peaches and cream, I'm telling you. It's going to be hard. It's hard, so hard to transform. It's hard to take on new things, learn new things, feel like you're out of your comfort zone. Once again, it's so hard. And, you know, it is going to cause some regret. It is going to cause some disappointment. It's going to cause you to be sad at times. You're going to be frustrated. You're learning something new. You're learning how to live new. Starting this business of mine was so hard because I'm so structured. I'm a Taurus and I'm very structured and very dependable. I'm very, I'm very organized and structured. And so when I no longer had a structure to go by, up at 7, at work by 8, you know, coming home by 4:30, cooking, you know, I had a structure and I no longer have a structure. So I have to learn that structure all over again. And sometimes I do think, oh, you know what, it would be nice some days to go back to that job and just sit there and have someone pay me, but there's nothing, no job in this world that tastes better than having your own business and being your own boss. I'm telling you, you're going to be a little bit disappointed. There are going to be times when you're looking down at the things you've lost rather than looking up, because here there's still, even though all this emotion has poured out, look, she's dropping a cup. She's feeling sad. She's holding her heart. But, you know, look up here. She's not looking at the things that are still left, which is 2 cups. 2 of cups is love. You can love yourself. You can love the new thing. You can love what you did and take it as knowledge and bring it to the next place. There's still love there. In fact, there's soulmate love. So we've got the 6 of cups here, and you can see that there's children's toys. There is a, 6 cups there. She's enjoying herself. It's things coming again from the past to the front, making you stare things in the face, making you look at that soulmate. Someone coming from the past wants a reconciliation with you. They want to tell you that they've missed you. Might be a water sign, could be Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Got a lot of cups here, guys. A lot of water. Couple pentacles, not much pentacles. Pentacles, though, are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. But we do have Scorpio here. It's all about water here, I believe. And some swords, some not much. 2 cards for swords, but that's what Mercury retrograde, guys, does. It, like I said, like the Judgment card, it brings things from the past forward. So this could be someone that you knew as a child at school. This could be someone that is from your past, maybe before you got married, maybe before you got into the serious relationship. Someone is coming back from the past to say, hey, I'm still here. I'm attracted to you. I still feel those feelings for you, and I can't get rid of them. And it's time we explored that. So this could also be love for the new thing that you're doing, the new job, the new exciting creative thing that you've taken on. So things are coming back from the past, and it's time for you to finish up those things that you left on the back burner. Last 3 cards, guys. Last 3. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for sign of Pisces, please. First half of February 2020. Right. Alrighty. Well, second time we've got it, I think. Here we go. It's time to celebrate. It's your time to celebrate. It's only February, guys. It's the beginning of February. We're barely, like, we just barely got out of January, which seemed to last 47 months. I'm just saying, when you're living in my climate, in the central part of Canada, where it's barren cold, we usually get really cold snaps in January and February. Right now it's beautiful, actually. It's about 30 degrees here where I am. It's kind of nice, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. But nonetheless, when you go into celebration for you, it's time to, just forget about all those things that were said. These swords are all about communication and connection. And people do tend to say horrible things. When you end relationships, You know, you end these important relationships with, you know, harsh words, or you just end up ghosting each other because you have to agree to disagree, and it just didn't work, and you know, all of those things. So all of those swords are connection and communication. The bad communications you've had, it's 10. We've got a 10 of swords here. It's time for you to drop all those. You're at the road where you can just drop all those swords. Don't worry about what they said. It's time for you to move on, because you got work to do, man. It is a new start for you. A new start, either in that new relationship or that new job. And you're going to love it. You're just going to take a leap of faith for a change in your life. You're just going to step off the cliff and hope you don't die. That's exactly what I did. Took a step off the cliff and hoped I didn't die. I thought if I needed to, I could always beg for, you know, a couple jobs at McDonald's or whatever. But I was willing to do that because my need for change was so much stronger than my need to stay the same. And I think that's what it comes down to when it comes to the Fool card. The Fool card is the card of Aries. When it comes down to it, it is about your need to change more than your need to stay the same. It's going to be abundance. It's going to be abundance. We have the King of Pentacles here. He's abundant. He's stable. He's stable financially, usually has a mate. He is the guy who's running his kingdom. He is charitable. Things bloom around him. It is all about independence. It's about running a business, and it's about making sure that everybody has what they need around you, including you, putting yourself on the front burner. Don't forget, the overall energy is manifestation. You are the magician. You've been given all the tools that you need in order to be able to get through this life and make the right decisions. So it's time for you to either, you know, depending on who your source is, either getting on your knees in prayer or thinking about meditation, you know, closing your eyes at night and manifesting what you want to have. Okay, there's one other card that I'd like to pull for you. It is from the Animal Oracle deck. You're probably recognizing it, right? The Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And this just ties everything in together. So I'm just going to pull one card here. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the sign of Pisces, please. First half of February 2020. One card, please, for Pisces. There it is. Good. What do we have? We have the Wombat. Be at home. Okay. Now, this is the brand new deck for me. I just got it a couple days ago, so excuse me while I find my readers. There they are. I'm just going to read from the book until I get to know this deck. So be at home tells me that, you know, you want to bloom where you're planted. You want to flourish. You want to flourish at home. The Wombat is about building a home. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 5 is about quick change, positive quick change. So 6 and 8, is 14. And then 5 is positive change. So the Wombat spirit is all about the home life, all about building the den, making things nice for the family. 68 is what I'm looking for. There we go. Okay, be at home. It says, burrowing deep into the ground, remaining safe, sound, and well-fed with family is a special trait of the Wombat. Home sweet home is always available if you recognize that well-being is the truth of life. Wombat spirit reminds you that to be truly at home in the world, you need to find comfort within your own skin. Yeah, guys, that's exactly what we're talking about. Finding truth and finding being at home within your own skin. Transformation, right? Being who you authentically really are meant to be in this world. It says here, you do this by accepting all your experience without judgment, through a deep honesty and love of life. When you feel the freedom to be yourself, you can begin to truly feel at home in your life with your family and tribe. Right now, you're in a beautiful place where you can hang up the coat of your identity and settle into true sense of home and well-being, understanding that all is well. Everything you do from this place rings true in harmony with spirit. And that's exactly what this reading is about. It's about being your authentic you. It's about living your life instead of having your life live you. Absolutely. The wombat spirit. Awesome. Excellent. Okay, Pisces, that's it. That's all I got for you today. If you do need a reading, if you're scrambling for something to do, like an answer that you need before you ask that person, that special person out on a date for Valentine's Day. If you do acknowledge Valentine's Day, then I do have a special. If you look down below for February, I've extended the $25 read. It's been very popular. People just want to know one thing and it takes 15 minutes to get, all sides of an answer to that. So, if you need a reading for yourself, please email me, elsie@tenofcupstarot.ca. I'd be happy to hear from you and happy to read for you. So anything else you need to know is down below. If you need to know what a general reading means, this is not a personal or private reading for you. This is general. It's for every Pisces that's logged in today. And pricing is down below as well. So it's gone up a little bit for the new year. If you need anything, though, you know where to find me. Thank you very much for coming here, for subscribing, sharing, and liking. Thanks, guys. Bye.